going to be playing some Bushwhacker Zoo in Modern. This is a hyper aggro deck, as you can see by the fact that we're only running 17 lands. The majority of the time we'll be operating off of 1 or 2 lands, occasionally making it up to 3 if the game goes a little bit late. The deck's set up to have 24 1-drops, 18 of which are creatures, and including 2 mutagenic growths, 4 lightning bolts. Aside from that, it's the usual suspects with Goblin Guide, Curd Ape, Narnim Renegade, Wild Nicodle, and interestingly enough, we're running Experiment 1. So that's not too groundbreaking, aside from the fact that it used to be Dryad Militants, because previously when I was running this deck, Storm was one of the biggest players, so Dryad Militants was a good main deck hedge without taking away too much power from the deck. Additionally, when that was the case, we were running 2 Thalia Guardian of Thraben, which would be Flinthoof Boar if Storm weren't such a large player. I actually ended up loving Thalia, so we're going to continue to run her in the main. 1 copy of Scavenging Ooze, the full 4 Burning Tree Emissary, full 4 Atargus Command, and 1 Boros Charm. The Boros Charm's there for just an additional bit of reach or to hedge against sweepers, as control decks are, from my understanding, taking over Modern at the moment, with Jund and with Bloodbraid Elf Jund being a major player, and also Jeskai control being huge. Reckless Bushwhacker is our only 3-drop, however most of the time we're going to consider it a 2 anyway, and same goes for Gorklan Rampager. It gives us some additional reach through to trample over creatures, while also possibly being a big creature for the late game if the board gets stalled up. As far as the sideboard's concerned, we have 3 copies of Path to Exile for our mid-range matchups, 1 copy of Dragon's Claw, because when we're playing Modern, we want to be, particularly online, we want to be prepared for burn. The Kitchen Finxes are also a hedge against burn. An additional copy of Boros Charm for control matchups, 2 Destructive Revelry against Affinity, Lantern Control, Core Clan Ironworks combo, pretty much anything that reliably has an artifact or enchantment. Bonfire of the Dam is particularly for Affinity, but it's also good against other aggressive decks like Elves or Merfolk. We're trying out a Rampaging Frostodon. I haven't played with this card previously in this list, however, I am interested to see. I like the ability to prevent our opponent from gaining life, and the evasion and the damage ability all seem to stack up pretty well, as all of our creatures should be down by turn 3. Additionally, we have Ronus the Indomitable for the Jund matchup. If we can land another creature every turn, pump that creature up and attack, we're in pretty good shape. Kitchen Finx is also a hedge against Jund and Jeskai, as well as being a hedge against burn. Scavenging Ooze is good in the creature matchups, as well as good against Jund. And Thrun is particularly good against Jeskai because they have Path to accelerate us up to the 4 mana we need to cast him. So that's why we're running a split between Ronus and Thrun. Jund doesn't ramp us in the same way that Jeskai does, so they both come in against Jeskai. Likely only Ronus comes in against Jund, but we'll see how we end up playing it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck tech, the video. We'll be back with round 1 here shortly. It'll be the next video in the playlist.